Chapter 35. Nino, Nino. The midnight gang rushed over to an ambulance. The old rusty vehicle rattled as its engine was still running. "Pile in, everyone," barked the porter. Everyone worked together to lift Amber and her wheelchair into the back of the ambulance. "Right, who wants to be lookout?" asked the porter. "I'm not sure I'm the best candidate," mused Robin, indicating the bandages over his eyes. "I'll do it," said Tom. It sounded fun. "Excellent, Mr. Thomas. I'll just strap you to the roof," he replied. "You'll what me to the what?" demanded Tom. "There's no time to argue. Nellie is flying over London as we speak." The man whipped off his old leather belt and with some difficulty hoisted himself up onto the roof of the ambulance. He strapped the belt to the siren and gave it a tug to make sure it was secure. "Right, up you get," said the porter as he offered his hand to hoist Tom up. Tom stood on the roof of the ambulance and held on tight to the belt. "You are my eyes," said the porter, sliding down the windscreen. "You tell me when you spot the old girl." "Okay," said Tom. "Ready?" said the porter. "Yes," replied the boy. The ambulance sped off. Brum! As the vehicle zoomed off into the night, Tom's eyes searched the black sky. "What fun! Sally's missing," he thought. Suddenly these imaginary adventures had taken a whole new turn. Far off in the distance, Tom was sure he could just make out the large cloud of balloons with an old lady dangling beneath it pass in front of the full moon. "There she is!" cried Tom. "Which way?" asked the man. "Straight ahead." Brum! The ambulance sped up. Tom had to hold on tight as the porter drove the ambulance as fast as it could possibly go, which was surprisingly fast. "Left, left, dead ahead!" shouted the boy. The ambulance skidded round corners, went the wrong way down one-way streets, and even mounted the pavement in pursuit of the flying old lady. "I don't see why we have to be in such an awful rush," muttered Robin, sitting up between the porter and George. "What goes up must come down. I'm sure the old dear will land somewhere, and she can find her own way back to the hospital." "I don't care so much about the old lady," remarked George. "I just want me balloons back. It's my go next." "I can't believe you uncaring boys," said Amber, who could hear everything from the back. "That poor old lady desperately needs our help. And what's more important is we are having a ride in an ambulance. Faster, man, faster, and put the sirens on." The porter smiled and did what he was told. "Nino, Nino, Nino." Up on the roof, the noise was deafening. Tom now had to shout instructions at the top of his voice for the porter to have any chance of hearing him. "Right!" Far up in the sky, the old lady was skimming the rooftops of some of London's most famous landmarks, St Paul's Cathedral, Nelson's Column in Trafalgar Square, and the Houses of Parliament. Then the hem of Nellie's nightdress caught on the tallest spire of Westminster Abbey. The nightdress was whipped clean off in an instant. "Whip! Oh, laughed Nellie. "I'm in the nutty." Indeed she was. "She's naked," shouted Tom. Now he was staring at some wrinkly balloons and a wrinkly bottom. "Oh no!" the porter shouted up. "It actually looks as though she's having the time of her life," shouted down Tom. Then disaster struck. The branches of a tall tree wiped out half of Nellie's balloons. Immediately, the naked old lady began descending at an alarming rate. "Stop! She's right above us!" shouted Tom down to the porter. The man slammed on the brakes and the ambulance came to an abrupt halt. The lady came straight down onto the roof with a bump, knocking out Tom in the process. Thud.